Hello, everyone. It's Val Evans, and welcome to Astrology and Crime. This is a show where we analyze astrological charts and combine predictions with tarot cards to find clues. And right now, there's a big search for University of Missouri student Riley Strain, who has been missing since March 8th. And I am joined by a bunch of folks who are really interested in helping me find this young man and or at least contribute to the wider search. Now Mercury is in retrograde or retro shade right now, and you can probably tell that by a slight change of weather. And so I always say that it's good to backtrack during this time and to reanalyze important information. I was not expecting to be online tonight, but you're going to laugh. I was in bed and I just was like, I happened to draw a horary chart using the question, where is Riley? And I got to say, I was so stunned that I ran to my computer and I put together my theory. So, apologies if this is a bit simplified. What first took my attention was that the horary answer that came back was almost exactly the same as the crime chart. And it was like it was telling me, duh, we told you already. This is the chart. So keep looking. And it's stunning. So I'm going to show you that. And we're going to look at the map too. I feel like I might have some more information. And so interesting too that when we were talking the last time, it was mere hours after I had said that the chart was telling me northwest. And it just sounded crazy because everybody was looking along the river. It seemed as if he had been near that bridge. And so I was kind of confused about that. And then I think I was listening to Psychic Roberto's show, and he was saying something about, you know, a car involved and he was brought across town. And I thought, okay, well, maybe that bolsters my theory. And then suddenly I see the headlines that they're looking in the dam, which is northwest of where he was last seen. So I feel like northwest could be a good clue, um, either where we can find Riley or where somebody or something can be found that is a clue. So I agree, Angel. Thank you for joining me. Um, I know he just looks like such a good kid. Not that we judge from the uh, the physical state, but just has a good aura about him. And glad you guys could join me. Bruiser, nice to see you. E. De Silva, KK, Astronaut, and Shelly, of course, great to see you. Okay, so first of all, I am going to just go to this first direction now for both of the crime chart and the horary chart, and just to let those who don't know astrology about horary questions. It's kind of a crazy thing. It took me a while being an astrologer for me to really believe it. And it just kept giving me such good information over the years. So I'm a firm believer of asking a question and using that timestamp. And if you can read the chart correctly, you can get a really good answer. So this is the horary chart. And what I did for the horary chart is I turned it to no, it's normally Placidus, but I just turned it to no houses. And I usually look at either the moon, which can represent the victim, or Saturn if the person is deceased. And so you can look at either one as far as direction. There have been cases where it was, the North Node or Uranus that would take me in different directions. But I would say that, a high amount of times that I look at these charts, you can count on the moon or Saturn to give you at least some kind of clue. I know. Okay. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that, Edith Silva. I think actually you might have mentioned that. Okay. Yes, we were talking about homeless, and I think it was either you or someone else was looking at the card and saying it looked like a church, and so it was a good clue there. Hello, Ronald. Welcome, and thank you for joining. So this is basically the horary, but turned to no houses. And so what I do to find, just to keep it simple, I look at, basically this as if, it's simple compass really. And this is why I said northwest. But you can see that there's a lot of planets in there, which means a lot of clues. Now, the first clue, or in the first show, it wasn't a first clue, but it was one of the first clues that we saw, was this Saturn and Venus. And I think it's more apparent now than it was in the actual crime chart, but this is either a dark skinned or dark complexioned female. So let's say it's a black woman, and in Pisces. Okay, so I saw that and I thought, well, maybe that's a clue. It could also mean, with Saturn there, it could also mean an older woman. So my first instinct, and I'm going to change this over to online. Hang on one second. Okay, here is the map, but let me just show you this for a second. I'm gonna say old woman Nashville. Okay. And this came up. Now let's hope that a 44-year-old woman is not an old woman. But this came up, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. So, the body of a woman found dead in a Nashville creek over the weekend has been identified as Emily Bradley, a woman who disappeared several weeks ago. It's being investigated as a homicide. And I remember also there were a couple of other things that Psychic Roberto said after I broadcast, and I was so astounded. Some of you had mentioned to me too that they had seen comparisons with our reading. So I listened to him, and he was saying something about, a beating that took place on the night of March 8th. And he also said that he thought that Riley was somewhere, maybe maybe on land, not necessarily in the water, which was a little bit different than what I had said. But I was still getting some really good validations from his reading. Now, that being said, I believe this woman, and I'm going to get to the point shortly. Okay, the cause of her death was blunt force trauma. And I was thinking, with what Roberto said, with the same type of, you know, actions or same type of crime that he's thinking, maybe there's some kind of connection. Okay, so then I make a connection with where she was last seen, and I believe it was Buena Vista. I don't know if it says it here, but it's like Buena Vista Park or something. And so then I went to the map next. And okay. Hey, Melanie, nice to see you. Gig Girl is here. Toy, Hope and Happiness. Great. Catherine, nice to see you. Confused Glaciers here. Great. You guys, good to see you. I wasn't sure anybody was going to come on, but really interested to hear your thoughts on this. So I'm thinking about, for those of you who are just joining me, I'm thinking about Roberto's reading, and he's a great psychic. And I listened to him after my show, and I really, and I did it because I'd listened. I usually listen to his programs, but there were a couple of comments from you saying, you really got to listen to it because there's a lot of comparisons, which I think there were. But he kept saying something like there was a beating, and then I saw this woman with blunt force trauma, and I thought, well, maybe it's just a coincidence. But it did say something about how she was found in, I think it's Buena Vista Park. So then I go over to, where am I here? Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to go back to this one. Okay, I think this is right. And okay, so hopefully you can see me zooming in here. And where is this park? Buena Vista Park. Okay. Are you seeing this? What boulevard is above Buena Vista Park? It's Rosa Parks Boulevard. And I mean, I'm just thinking about this. I wonder if that I'm initially searching for an old woman or an older woman, and then Rosa Parks Boulevard pulls up. And so I'm thinking, and this is northwest of where he was last seen, and you can see it's not in the river, it's by the river, which is what we saw. And there's also a park. So I wonder if this might be a good place if somebody could, use their drone, especially a drone is going to help here. If we can get somebody out there to look, really makes me wish that I live closer to Nashville. But so that was something that I saw, and I was like, "Wow, what are the chances that I was looking for something like this the other night and I couldn't find it?" But anyway, let me get back to the clues. Oh, you did, Gina. That's interesting. I know. Okay, Carlotta, thank you. Yeah, I'm interested about that too, Angel D. Okay. Uh, yes, that's right. He said an African American woman. I remember he said that. So, yeah, I mean, Roberto is great. And I've done shows with him before. I'm not sure if they are available. I'll have to check. But we're glad that he's back. Now, let's see here. Let me just share this. Okay, so this is the horary no houses. And here's Saturn is black, Venus is woman. You can't have, or old or older woman, you can't have anything stronger than planets that are partile or the same degree, which is 12 degrees. Uh, so now here's my other thought. You've got Neptune here. Okay. Now, this is a few degrees away from the water. It makes me think that this potentially a boulevard is in between something that has to do with Mars and Aquarius and Neptune. So it's in between something. Now, this could be that could be something that has to do with the military, which is Mars. It could have something to do with not rental cars. Maybe this could be speeding cars. or sports cars, because Mars and Aquarius are cars that go very, very fast. Now, the other thing too is that Moon at 27 degrees is a really big clue because it's right on Regulus. So we're going to be seeing stuff that has to do with the word king, queen, court, uh, that kind of stuff. So that's another clue, I think. So we'll take a look at the map in a second. And then I also want to do, maybe we should do that next. I want to pull a couple of cards about this location since we're on the topic. Hi, Designs 25. Thank you for coming on. And Gina, I cannot believe you said that because that's also been on my mind. I'm so glad you brought that up. Now, check this out. This is the crime chart. Pluto is a major clue here. It is the ascendant ruler of Pluto and also represents the victim. And Pluto also represents trash. So, with Aquarius, if there's a lot of high tech equipment, it could be a recycling type of place, but a place where there is trash. So that's a possibility. There's also chemicals too. A lot of Pisces, you're going to see chemicals. And, as what case was it? Chris, I did a show on it. How can I not remember his last name? Chris Watts. Yeah, Chris Watts, he had so much Pisces in that crime chart. And so, we eventually saw the victims. They were, in the oil fields, in the actual oil. So we want to keep an eye out for oil, chemicals, and of course, the water. And with the card that we got the last show, it was kind of like on an embankment, or it could have been land that's near the water. Now, it's so interesting because remember, I was talking about a famous woman, but I didn't link up Saturn with it. So this is a famous Black woman. And again, I think this could potentially be Rosa Parks. So if he is here, okay, he's not like so close to it, but he's off a little bit in the distance. And now Aquarius is land that's interrupted. Um, I mean, let's just look. Let's look at the chart and then we'll do a card. All right, so just checking that you can see this. Okay. In that reading was also being thrown out like the trash plus the garage, water, and park. Okay. 911 caller said he had last seen ping near your Tempo near the water bridge in Sheriff's Department 11 p.m. His hotel was Tempo, but they think he got confused typing it in his map. Okay. Nashville has NASCAR that you can drive around racetracks. And they also have supercars that you can also drive. Okay, good to know. And okay. It looks like there are little ponds in the Buena Park area. Okay. I think he's northwest, or at least, some of these charts, they give us like clues. Like sometimes the clue can even be the direction of where the perp lives or something like that. So we can't always assume that it's going to be, you know, obviously what we're looking for is the victim, but I hope that this might be a good clue. Okay, so let me go back to this for a second. All right. There's a golf course, car wash. Um, Car wash. No, Mars is in Aquarius. If Mars was closer to Pisces, I would say car wash. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Mercury is also car. Mercury and Neptune is a car wash. Okay. I think we're on the right track here. And there's a sign under the second bridge on Gay Street saying 24-hour surveillance. I wonder if they really have cams there. Yeah. All right. So some of the clues are trash, Rosa Parks, Aquarius type of land, car wash. Uh, I really like the park though, because remember the last show I was talking about how Leo was so prominent? Well, Leo is a park and it is around this water. Okay, wait a minute. Tennessee Titans. Is this where those lights are? Remember the card that showed like a stadium? Would would this have a lot of lights? I mean, it's a sports park. And then there's fields here. Lots of Leo. Yeah, I would say this is a really good place to look. Maybe even hmm, all right. Well, it's time to go to the cards, I think. And there's trash on the embankment near there too. Okay, the underground entrance. So the last place he was seen on cameras, because I'm assuming that he was put in a car. Excuse me. So the Gay Street car park underground entrance. Anything about a parking sign? I don't see anything. Looks like there was little ponds in the Buena Park area. So strange that, we're hearing about this case and I didn't hear anything about that woman. I mean, and it's just recently, just like a few weeks ago that she was beaten. And like, are we supposed to make a connection here? Because that's an unsolved mystery as well. Ronald, they say they are getting surveillance video from across the water under the sidewalk. Okay. There's a 4-lane auto salvage right by Buena Vista. Are you serious? Hey, Heather, nice to see you. That, okay. Okay. I think that's a good area. So let's consult the cards just to double check. And let's ask about the location if, oops. All right. Okay. Are we on the right track when it comes to Riley's final location? Is the location by the Rosa Parks Boulevard? Okay. Knight of Cups. Well, that seems like a yes. Okay. Can you clarify what that might mean with regard to? Well, that would be Leo. That's more Leo energy there. It's like a place where people go. Would it be a place where people go to get married or something? Or I don't know. Is it a romantic place? Romance or something around there. Can you clarify the area near Riley right now where he can be found? Four of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. So it seems like it's giving me a clue as to the actual location, not necessarily a scenario. Carlotta, they found a Hispanic man in the river too. Jeez. You'd never know it unless you did your research. I mean, who's connecting this stuff? Unless I'm not paying attention. Um, okay. Follow the Cumberland River and it turns into a bend and it's right there. Did he say something about a salvage yard? I didn't remember that. Do you get anything? Well, there is underground, and underground is Scorpio, which would be Pluto. Okay. Dance studio, performing arts park. Okay. So let me see here. There's a lot of esoteric examples or definitions for tarot cards, but when you're looking for a location, you kind of have to really think about it. So now the Four of Cups is a missed opportunity, but that's not giving me much about it. Something that's stagnant, stuck. It basically means stuck. So, still seems like relationships or something. So let me go back to the go back to this, and you got a golf course. So you said it's around the bend. Yeah, I mean that's definitely, look, there's the red-headed stranger. We were getting a redhead, remember? But that's quite a ways from here. Uh yeah, because remember I was thinking it was like Reba McEntire or something. But let's see how far Rosa Parks goes. Um, I mean, does it go all the way down here? Yeah, it goes all the way down here. Nash Trash Tours, that would be Pluto. Okay, so here's an amphitheater. And then that's where the state capitol is. And there's the Nissan Stadium, so I still think it's a little bit northwest, though. That's really what the chart is telling us. And it's a little ways, the location, his location is a little bit off of, I would think, Rosa Parks, but in the middle of that recycling place. Let's see. Recycling. I mean, trash is definitely going to come out of on this because we saw that with Idaho. Sorry, I'll share this instead. Remember Pluto, like the first few days, I mean, nobody even said a word about trash for, maybe a week or 2 afterwards. But those first few days, we saw that Pluto. We knew there was gonna be trash coming in somehow, and it's gonna come in again. Here's, maybe this is what you guys were seeing, Davidson County Recycling. It would make sense that he might be near a tunnel, but we have to consider that a bunch of you were getting the chariot, and then also Roberto was saying there was a car involved. So I still think that maybe with those clues, he's across town, like what Roberto's saying. There's the auditorium. Marathon Petroleum is across the river. I get a bad feeling about the guy that had Riley's shirt on, almost like he wore it like a trophy. I feel like he was by the recycling place. Interesting. Parking structure would be the 5th house. That's parking. So let's look at that for a sec. Um, this is parking. Mercury. Now, oh, check this out. I was also listening to Roberto, and he was saying something about a blue car. Well, you could say with Neptune, that's blue, and conjunct Mercury is a blue car. We look at Mercury and Mars for cars. So this could be a blue car. Could also be, yeah, and Pisces too. I think blue. But what is this? It could almost be the name of something. A foreign parking lot, like owned by a foreign company, because Pisces is foreign, 12th house. And I mean, the 5th house is really a big clue here. I've never seen so much Pisces. I mean, this is ridiculous. So I think we're going to see a whole bunch of Pisces themes, including the chemicals, the oil, maybe um, gas station. Gas station. Then we're really getting into it because I mean, how many freaking gas stations are around there? But that's still far off from him. He's here. Now we could also say he's here because Mars is also the lord of the ascendant. There's Colonial Pipeline. Yes. Um, is he in a car stuck in the river? That's a possibility. Catherine, you just have to look up psychic Roberto, and he should pop up right away. He's also a numerologist too. He's pretty amazing. Okay, the alleged guy seen wearing his shirt hasn't been able to locate him. So Marathon Petroleum. Okay. Still not northwest though. And why are they looking in that dam? That's what I want to know. We're only seeing half of the story here. Are they getting some kind of GPS signal? What is going on? It's all of the, and then also we have airport too. I have airport as a clue. Okay. Where am I here? Where's Nashville? Did I just lose it? Lots of recycling. Okay, sorry. Okay, here we go. Let's go. There's an amphitheater. There's the recycling place. There's the petroleum corporation. There's the river. I'd say this is a really good place to look, not that they haven't turned the place upside down. Stadium right here. Another good place to look here. It's just unbelievable that it's taken this long for them to start this search. It's just incomprehensible. So this is the bridge, I think, where he was seen, and there's Gay Street here. Amazing, all this Pisces. Pisces is gay. And yet we were getting a car. So, you know what I want to do? And then I'm going to look at the crime chart again, but I want to look at the cards and I want to find out if there was a car. I'm assuming there was because everybody's getting car. They have drones. A spa guy was on site today searching. I can ask him to check the area with his drone. That would be great. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, I saw that, Angel D. The dam. I know. What's up with that? Gilly says, I feel and get a sense that it's like an overflow type of thing that flows in the area, stuck on something as I'm hung up. Okay. Anything showing courthouse, church. I didn't see anything. Yeah, we were looking for a church, weren't we? And Pisces is also religious. Thanks, Catherine. Okay, you just yeah, it's definitely Pisces, yes. So, all right. Now let's get back to this here. And I need to know, we've got some good places to look around the stadium, around the river, around the bridge, but we need to know, was a car involved? Do we need to look in a different place? Was there a car involved? Three of Swords. Three of Swords, okay. Can you give me some kind of clarification on that? Does that mean? I think it might mean a yes. Yeah, I did. East de Silva. I did get an airport. Okay, they were looking on that side earlier on Gay Street with the dogs. Okay. Can you give me some more information on the any vehicles that might have been involved in his disappearance? The Fool. Um, I'm sure all of these tarot cards probably have some kind of location clue in them. But again, we've got a person by the water, just kind of like on a cliff and high up. So the Fool is like a beginning. Yeah, that's a possibility. Backstabbers, okay. Interesting. It's an odd crime chart, I gotta say, because it certainly looks like the people that were in the bar seem to have maybe they had met up earlier in another bar and recognized him because it seems like there was already an acquaintance that was made. There's a company Northwest called Trash Cab, okay. Let me see that one first. Trash Cab. Hang on. I think I'm sharing it. Now we can see all the news of all the trash. Let's see. Oh, there's definitely some kind of trash clue here. Uh, Lots of auditoriums. There's Church Street. There's manufacturing. A lot of schools. I wish I had like a deck that was like had all of the directions, you know? General Hospital. Well, wait a minute. Look at this. Riverfront Park. That would kind of show the 5th house Pisces because 5th is Leo, it's a park, and then you've got Pisces in there. Yeah, I'll bet you there's a bunch of people who are all over there with their drones and really trying to help. And if you are one of those people, thank you for doing that. We need more people out there. And I just know he's going to be found. But it'd be good to look along the river as well as, the state park here would be a good one. I didn't see a lot of Capricorn, so that would be the state capital. Anyway, okay. So, we've got Pluto, which is him, that's the victim, and there is a sextile to Neptune and Mercury. So, this could now, let's just say he was homosexual. I wonder if that could have been potentially a conversation with the perpetrators if there were perps, because there's a possibility this could be a hate crime. I don't know if he is or not, but there's a lot of Neptune there, and when Neptune sextiles the subject, or the symbol of the victim, it can often say something about their sexuality. Not that you would want to bring that in, but sometimes it is a clue as to what the motive could have been. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Deanna, Val, the current goes to the left side of the dam where trash grinding collection machine is located. Okay, that's good. There's a Davidson Criminal Bond Office open 24. That would be Pisces. When something is named criminal, that's for sure. Fraud, fake, stuff like that. Law enforcement vehicles were where he was last seen. I know. They were right there. It almost reminds me of the Idaho case. Of course, everything reminds me of the Idaho case where, right as it was alleged that the students were killed, there was police, within the mile. And yeah, I know. Is there a place around like a factory or anything that blows out a lot of steam? That's interesting. Beach butterfly, nice to see you. I'm still late. Sorry. Has anything said about a lady who saw a homeless guy wearing a shirt? Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit, but she didn't know Riley was missing at the time, so didn't report it until later. Okay. Black woman with a mullet. Recycling art. Okay. So you're connecting the fool with I get a lot of females in these cards, and maybe it's just because of this particular deck. It has heavy, it's heavy with photos with females, but yeah, I know a lot of it's Northeast. Okay. Yeah, but there is that element of trash and also, it definitely could be a tunnel too. And I'm gonna remove this and share. Okay, let's see what else I have. Oh, that's tomorrow, by the way. And okay, let me see. And this was the horary chart. Isn't that weird that it's 8 degrees Scorpio and the original chart is 6 degrees Scorpio? And this is just me randomly asking the question, where is Riley? And it's a little bit different than the crime chart, but he's still Pluto. But this time we have Neptune conjunct the sun, and the sun is in Aries at this point. So that could be hot water, something with steam. Melanie, you mentioned steam. That could be someplace near steam and near a park. Fifth house would be park, also restaurants. And remember, it's also hotels. So this could be the name of a hotel, um, with maybe an Aries name. Now, the other thing too is this is really of interest to me as far as a clue in general, and that's the opposition with Mars in the fourth house. This guy just keeps coming up. And this could be a policeman, an ex policeman, a security guard. It could be um, a person who works at the airport or somebody who works with technology or something. And there's an opposition with the moon in right on Regulus. That's like somebody who would have a kind of a royal type of name, like king, queen, prince. So I think there could be a profile there. Now, we would normally look at the seventh and the eighth house for clues about the perpetrator, but you can't help but look at the drop. This straight drop down is usually another clue. So it's like, well, who's this guy? This is a dude right here. And he fell. He- Uh, could be somebody who got fired from someplace named King, in the 10th house. And you know, he's out that night and he's pissed off. There's definitely a person who is not himself that night. It's just upset about something and angry. Kind of a bully. This is bully stuff. And the MC is in Leo, and that is basically when you're looking over a crime scene, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing Leo. So, like if we were to look as if we were a drone, and so Leo is the big, big clue, and that would be a park. So, but the sun is down here, and that rules it, and it's right next to Neptune. So, a park that would be next to the water. So that's a possibility, and that's where he is. There's that sextile. So, I'm a little bit divided here because there's so much about that, the water and the river. And also, oh, let me see. Okay, so this is the woman that I was talking about. This is weird. We've got the eighth house in Gemini, and that means more than one victim. So I wonder if this person has assaulted, let's just say assaulted before. I wonder if there's some kind of connection with these cases. King's Property Rentals across from the Cumberland Park. Oh my God. And Pluto is somebody else's in the 3rd house car. So that could be a clue. River Queen came up when I was looking at a pontoon saloon tour, a blue bin on top of a manhole. Cumberland Park and I was getting importance of a hat and looking back to where he came, a setup. He and guy and woman always together. Yeah, you're looking at, Mars like it's almost falling from something maybe named King. Saturn body, Pisces in the 4th. Yeah. Car engine gives off exhaust steam like when cold from the tailpipe. You saw 2 gray cars go by slow. But what about if he was hit by a vehicle and he was dumped somewhere to cover up the crime? That is a very big possibility. I didn't even think about that. Roberto's saying a blue car, I think, and hmm, from this chart, it's a little bit different. From the crime chart, it looks like a blue car to me. Yeah, that's possible. I just Googled for help on what color it would be considered, and you got something first. Yeah, I think we all are. EquiSearch is good. They are good. They're going to find them. But also, the Cajun Navy is amazing, and they've been there from the beginning. Um, but I think it's really important that they continue to look where they looked before, because sometimes these things they appear, then they disappear, and you have to keep looking in the same place. Okay. There was a broken road down from King's Rentals. Downtown dog park, railroad tracks, broken ground. Yes, exactly. That would be the Aquarius would be uneven ground. Um, I had a long list. Anyone else see cement or wet concrete? Uh, yeah. I mean, Saturn is cement, and Pisces would be wet. So let me just look at this without notes one more time here. Um, okay, this is the horary chart. Where is Riley? So we can look at a couple of things. We can look at Pluto and we can look at the moon. That's what an astrologer, ancient astrologer would look at first if they didn't know anything. Okay. And so we already looked at Pluto, and that's in the 3rd house. Now, in the 3rd house, they're going to be local. Okay. They're not going to have gone very far. 3rd house is a short trip. And Aquarius is northwest, I'm afraid to say. Uh, let's see. Because why? Because traditionally Aquarius is the 11th house, so it would be that way. Uh, okay. So we can also look at moon, and moon is in Leo. That's a park. That's a park that could be called a king park. Did we say there's a king park? They're all beneath Korean Veterans Memorial Bridge. Hey, Darlene, nice to see you. And Tech Oneself is here. Good to see you. I want kind of like a royal type of place. Let me see. I'm going northwest here. We got Watkins. You guys were talking about the Centennial Dog Park. And also Aquarius is is the airport. So that's kind of like a confirmation, really. I mean, northwest is the airport, but is there like a King Park? Um, how about King Park? I mean, maybe it's something else, but Centennial Road. Oh my God. Come on, don't tell me that. Okay, hold on. I thought it was Martin Luther King Park. It's like, holy shit. What's this? All right. Well, there's Martin Luther King, but it's not a park. It's Watkins Park. All right. So the reason we're looking for some kind of royal name is because the moon like it's right on Regulus. That's a fixed star. And always in these crime charts, when we see any planet on these last degrees of Leo, it's always a really good clue. It has to do with something that would be, Jack, Queen, King, Prince, anything that would be like in a royal court. There's King Cameo. Of course, there's got to be a lot of kings, right? Kingston, Jamaica Foods. Hmm. River Queen Voyages. Roberta said Earth and Wrecking Yard, and I found them right next to each other, right off Centennial. Okay. Shelley. I think he was drugged after he hit his head so hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he was non-functioning shortly thereafter. He couldn't have had much fight in him. Yeah. Yeah. Martian planet, or maybe names like Louis, George, Charles, Henry. Yeah, absolutely. I know it's just something I try not to do. I couldn't help it. Uh, yeah, lots of queens. No kidding. Um, I think in my gut he was roofied, whacked his head 2 times. Oh, thank you, Tech Oneself. That's nice of you to say. All right. There's a spirit box on Riley, and it said there was 3 people and they robbed him and beat him, and he was about 8 miles and further up the river than where they were looking. And, we got this 3 of swords, so it makes me think that's a good clue. Uh, let me see here. Let me use my other cards. We're looking for specifics on the location of where Riley is right now. And can you give us some kind of indication that we're on the right track or what else we need to look at? Okay. Oh, I got the world again. I think I got that the other night. The world. 10th house. Geez. 10th house is government. It is out in the open. So out in the open. Okay. 10th house is out in the open. Can you give us a clarification on that? So, I'm thinking if that's the case, then he's not somewhere in a tunnel. But is there anything else you can do to clarify where Riley is right now? 11th house, friends. That's Aquarius again. Northwest. And oh gosh, this is the shadow card. Mars force. Yeah. So friends that used force. I'll tell you what, they had better interrogate everybody who was in that bar. And don't tell me that people aren't talking on WhatsApp right now about the fact that they were at that bar and what they saw, because there were witnesses. I think there were a lot of witnesses. In fact, let's look for a second here. Um, Witnesses are here. They could have been gay witnesses. They could have been too drunk. I think a lot of them were too drunk to see what was going on or too busy drinking. That's a possibility. They were in the 5th house in that bar, and they could have been in the bigger room because that place, we should look at that place and see if you guys can get anything. Luke's bar, Luke's 32, is it? Okay. I'm gonna check out the photos. I haven't done that yet. All right, so it's a pretty big place. Now, Aquarius means the roof. So I wonder if there's some kind of clue on the roof. Yeah, I think you're right, Ronald. Riley was so exhausted in that body cam, he was jogging till he seemed out of breath. After that, family said he jogged again, never came out from under the second bridge. Hey, Psychic Roberto, nice to see you. We've been talking about you. You must have had some type of psychic connection. No way. Are you serious? The world is airport? Oh my God. Okay. I feel hazing. Um, so Titan. Yeah, that's a good point. Could be relation to King. Roberto was saying how in the crime chart, Moon is in Leo and it's right on Regulus, and it could just be the profile of one of the perp's names. Could be something like King or Prince or Queen or whatever. Um, something royal related. Hey, Inga, nice to see you. Okay. All right. So, yes. Oh, I forgot about that. How could I have forgotten about that? So, an Elvis Presley recording studio. Okay. That's the king. Oh my God. Gig girl. Nice. Okay. So, where is that? Holy crap. Okay. Catherine, people are saying a black car was following. It's been seen several times on footage, riding past Riley 3 times. Do you think that's online? Roofie, good call. Jesus. Yeah. I was thinking it was Martin Luther King Jr. Park, but I don't is there I saw there was Martin Luther King school that was next to a park. So God. All right. So we've got so much Aquarius here. We've got the rooftop potentially that hey, Fran Fitness, nice to see you. So, are these the same people that drugged him that followed him or different? This case is crazy. I know, seriously. Um, I really think from the chart that I'm seeing that something happened in the bar. And, I mean, it's possible that that got him out of the bar and then he got attacked. But it sure seems like some people were pretty angry. Yeah, I know. Elvis the King. So let's look at that for a second. King is like a big freaking clue here. Um, okay. Elvis Presley. God, how could I have not thought of that? Would it be would it just do you think there's another mention of Elvis Presley somewhere downtown? Like an Elvis Presley Park or something? Um, hold on. Sorry. I'm looking. Someone's jealous of Riley. Yes, I saw jealousy too. Yes. Thank you, for Fitness. And yeah, some people say that, but it's hard for me to imagine him doing that. I think, oh, Fitness, you are a subscriber for Roberto. Um, Psychic medium Roberto, I feel in an industrial area, 2 crime scenes where the first contact was then taken somewhere else. Okay. All right. So an industrial area. I'd have to put it with one of the clues that I was getting though, which would be near a park, and it would be northwest maybe. I haven't been getting anything about the car though, which surprises me. But that would be the only way that they'd go that far. Okay, let me see here. Well, first of all, I was looking at the bar. So let me just look at this real quick. It looks like such a fun place. Oh, God, they must have been so excited to go there. God, look at that place. I mean, they were super excited to be there. Just, oh, so sad. Um, this is all Luke's 32 Bridge. Okay, here's another level. There's the rooftop. There you go. So something happened on that roof, possibly. Yeah. And that's Aquarius. We get so much Aquarius in this. Not that it helps us find him, but it's good to know what we're seeing with this crime chart. So these people were up here. This is Aquarius. This is right outside the main bar, which is the fifth house. These people are up on the roof. And there is someone who might have been an African American female, but at the same time, if we go northwest of Nashville, we're going to see Rosa Parks Boulevard. So, what we could do is let's keep that in mind and Elvis Presley, but let's do Industrial Park. There's Air Park Business Center. Okay, wait a minute. I'm not even in the right part of town here. Oh, that's interesting. This could be an industrial park around the Rosa Parks Bend. Business Incubation Center, that's Aquarius. This is a good place to look around here, I think. And, to those of you who are just joining us, we were talking about how I was looking at the horary chart that I pulled, and it was giving me, like, I thought at first it was an older woman, so I Googled older woman, and sure enough, just a few weeks ago, some woman who was 44 was, in this area, in the Buena Vista Park area right here, and um, she was killed from blunt force trauma to the head. And so then I went to Buena Vista Park, and sure enough, Rosa Parks was above that, which is a famous Black woman. And so that's in the chart too. So, um, and then there's the river on this side. There's the Tennessee Titans. This could be a place, but why did they go to the dam? That's my question. They went all the way up to the dam. There's the airport here. I don't see anything about Elvis. Okay. Okay. That's a good clue. Thank you, Jersey. I know. I can't comment on that because I heard there was a report that nobody was allowed to leave with him, which kind of sounds, it just sounds crazy, but sounds definitely shady if that were the case. You sent an email to me with a possible area. Okay. Let me check. Um, okay. I got it. Um, so you're thinking northwest, I think. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Oh, wow. Okay. That's so weird that you got that because I don't think you were on the show, the first show when I was saying Robertson, and how weird that you got a place that was so close to Robertson because Sun is Leo. And that's right in that area. Okay, so I'm going to bring that up then. Um, okay. So Centennial, there's Robertson. Centennial Boulevard. Parthenon. Okay, yeah, it's around here. Yep, you were saying it's right here. Okay. So let me see if I can. Usually you can see another type of terrain. Okay. Geez, it's so easy to lose your place here. But anyway, it's near that Centennial Park, you're saying, right by that Robertson Ave. And there's still water there. So now an industrial park. That's that could still be the 5th house. Um, if you went down one of the steep embankments with large boulders, he could be under one of those boulders. Me and my girlfriends, guy friends, never left each other in college. Thank God. Too many creeps trying to take advantage. I feel grateful. Yes. Someone in a discussion mentioned the fact high Taurus area and people who could have encountered him long gone from the area. So many possibilities. Yeah, that's true. Catherine, there are tunnels in the area by the river. A homeless guy offered to show police where they are to search them, but they said no thanks. I know. Ugh. There's a guy that went off tonight on TikTok about where are his frat brothers. That's weird. Coco, you've been trying to get someone to go to the scrapyard or landfill. I don't know much about GHB, but I've been told you walk like you're rotten drunk, but the more you walk, move around, exercise, the more normal you move. Interesting. Yeah, I just did go to the area and it was the Centennial Boulevard. I'll try it one more time. It's hard with this stupid map. Hold on. Okay. Roberto is saying it's right around here, right by Centennial Boulevard. There's a hydraulic place. There's a recycling place. Yep, there's definitely a recycling place around. There's a creek, Richland Creek. That's interesting because that would be Regulus. Somebody who was wealthy is the end degrees of Leo. Uh, there's West Park. So, yeah, I'm still not sure why they are looking at that dam, but the more people we can get out here, and it's so important to get out as soon as possible because y- you know he's he's potentially you can see him right now. Maybe if we're looking from the air, just kills me that this would happen to this poor guy. Okay. Robertson always sticks out to me for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because it's such a Leo name. But we saw that too in the cards that I was pulling from last time, which was that woman that was you know, in all the lights. That's such a Leo card. All right, so I'm going to pull just a couple more cards and then I'm going to say goodnight. Um, yeah, small airport too. Yeah, King Road. Exactly. Oh my God, Shelley. Somebody is awake tonight. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of energy right now. It's bothering a lot of people. I know. I don't think any of the frat brothers, and this is the case with Idaho too. They're smart and they don't want to get into the news and all because they'll be targeted. So it's a scary thing to be on social media these days. Next thing you know, like if you talk, then you're suddenly the prime suspect. So I don't blame anyone for not coming on. But it'd be nice if we could get something like an anonymous, tip or something. Somebody from the bar, who calls in and says, I was at the bar, or even goes on Reddit to say, what they saw. But there was something that happened on that rooftop. I will tell you that, in my opinion. All right. So I'm going to add this and oh, really, Coco? Yeah, I know. That's true, Darlene. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull a couple of more cards. Um, are we gonna find Riley in the next week? And can you give me some of the details as to his discovery? Okay, 8 of Cups reversed. I I don't think that's a good answer. It seems like a no. Can you give us some more detail about how we can recover Riley? By the way, that 8 of Cups is in the water. Yeah, maybe it's that we're looking too much in the water. 4 of Wands. This is a celebration. This is, this is what we were getting when we saw the Super Bowl, and it was what we were getting when we were looking at the Supernova concert or the festival on the Gaza Strip. So people are celebrating, people are partying. It's a happy time. So this is a detail of. I would say that he will be recovered. That people will be glad that they have found him. So I think that might be another detail. Yeah. Clues on cameras before the last bar may be true. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Tent like a homeless person would live in. Yep. All right. Well, I hope you can join me tomorrow night. I'm going to be with Amber, and we are going to talk about some things that I didn't see in some of the charts for Princess Catherine. So hope you can join me. It's going to be in the afternoon. It's going to be 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. So hope to see you then. And please hit the like button and subscribe if you like this show. And also make sure to share. You can clip some of the things that are of interest and share those. I'd love if you could share some of my content. It's always a support to the channel. And hopefully you can do that with this. But thanks, Gina. Be Real, Angel D, Marilyn, nice to see you. Oh, you're saying the first card in reverse of water could be land. I know, I was thinking that maybe we're looking too much in the water. So thank you, Be Real, Angel D, Marilyn, Brand Fitness, and Inga, Toy, of course, and Darlene, Live, Kind, and Gina, Coco, Catherine, Brand Fitness, and anybody else that I forgot. Shelly, I hope you're still on. And also, Marion, if Marion, you come on later, thanks for taking a look and giving me your thoughts. Also, a shout out to the replay crew. Thank you for looking at my content. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks again.